You are tuned in to the Mark Order Podcast. Join the Mark Order.
Well, we are on another Saturday night, and you know that all means it's when you and we collide. It's me, Ryan, with the Mark Order Podcast, joined as always. Wait, I picked the wrong thing, so hold on, gotta fix my background. Joined as always by my co-partner, I'm putting it the wrong way now, Joe. What's going on, Joe?
Ryan, how are you?
Good, not too bad. How about yourself?
Not too bad. It feels kind of normal again now that we have another Saturday night collision after a week off.
It was weird. I almost forgot because that week kind of got me out of habit. You can't ruin with my my habits and my way of life. I'm very regimented. I want to know.
Yeah, haircut. Hair's
I'm all cut, buddy.
Oh
I'm
my goodness. Oh.
Looking sexy. What can I say? Oh, that's right. I did it on Thursday. I was like, you guys should have seen this, but I did it after the podcast.
Yeah. Wednesday you have a whole bop of salt and pepper up there.
Yeah. No, I had to meet someone for work, so I had to run to the barber, and which by barber I mean I go to Sports Clips.
Like you should have done that haircut yourself.
They do the back. I can't see the back.
In a mirror. You can do it.
I'm willing to pay to have it done right and not look like an idiot.
If you think your hair is what makes you look like an idiot, then you care too much about your appearances.
But it can make you look like an idiot if you do it wrong.
So did you just watching Rampage at all?
I saw some of it. I saw some of the. I missed a few of like a little bit here and there. How about yourself?
I just watched it before we hopped on here tonight because I missed it live. So
yeah, it was those parts I saw I really enjoyed. It was Rampage is fun when they just let it be wrestling.
yeah,
What do you think of the TK driver?
it fits with what they're doing. The whole rebranding of everything, very corporate, with their EVP trigger and the TK driver and the $25 gift card to Amazon they gave to Shivani.
That was I highly enjoyed that.
Like, we're still gonna fine you $1,000, but here's a $25 gift card.
Yeah. I mean, he could sue them, but that's all. Let me think. What else? Then you had Private Party versus what was it? It was Commander,
Penta,
Bounty Key, Action Andretti, Matt Sydal.
Yeah, it was your typical flippy spot fest of a match. It was too much for my liking. I don't mind some of it, but like with all those teams in there, like yes, there's a lot.
And it's a lot of fast-moving teams.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of like, again, patient spots of like you have to wait and time things out. So
yeah, I mean I get it, but that's why I think it actually works better on Rampage than it does on like Collision or Dynamite, because you can edit around some spots if you're like, this isn't what we want. And then you had Saraya and reveal why she was mad that Ruby Soho was getting into a relationship with Cool Hand Ange, and it was because she wanted to set Ruby up with her brother, the newly signed, what is his name?
Zach Knight.
Yeah, Zach Knight. And then you had Harley Cameron like losing her mind at the end, which was real funny. So what'd you think?
I didn't realize. I mean, is Zach Knight AEW? Like, is it official he's AEW? Like,
I mean, I know he's going to be doing something. I don't know if he's like.
I thought he had. I mean, he had a good look on camera there. I mean, his presentation looked good. I'm a big fan of Harley Cameron's work, her character work that she does. Her kind of crazy, she's putting over how hot he was and how hot the rest of the family was, and the only thing missing was she didn't have her usual, random knife or spoon or spork or whatever she has that she usually pulls out.
Knifey spoony. But didn't she get like a spray bottle at the end?
Oh yeah, because Saraya tried to like spray her like a cat, and she just like opened her mouth and started drinking it.
The crazier they make her, the happier I am.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm literally looking at it right now, and it is quite well done. And then Zach Knight made Renee uncomfortable, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the EVPs versus two guys. This is what we talked about. They gave them the $25 gift. They won with the Tony Khan driver, no longer the Melch driver, which is just hilarious. And then they called Shivani in the ring, and they gave him the $25 gift card to Amazon. I'm all for this. I think this heel turn's amazing. Any thoughts? I think besides what we said already.
Other than Jake Hager got the main event in Oklahoma. So,
well, let me see. Yeah, Sammy.
Oh yeah, Sammy come out. Yeah.
Sky Blue and Julia Hart laid out a challenge to Willow and Stat.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why Julia threatened to have three coffins.
Well, you have Willow,
right.
Stat, and Stokely.
Right. I know, but like coffins, like when did coffins become a thing for them?
Well, she's evil. She's an evil demon.
Sure.
I mean, we can get into that. And then you have Anna Jay versus Mariah May, and Anna Jay won, and not Anna Jay, Mariah May won. So I'm very curious what they're doing with Anna Jay.
They're slowly building her back up. I thought that match was one of her better ones I've seen of hers lately. Her and Mariah May seem to have pretty solid chemistry for the most part.
Yeah, I think I like Anna Jay. Just she's been losing.
Yeah.
And then your main event was Jake Hager versus Roderick Strong. Thank God Jake Hager did not get the win in his hometown.
Right. He even got the mascot treatment. He had a Hornsby from the.
And once again, I really thought someone would be in the mascot outfit. They're gonna do it sometime.
Oh, yeah.
See, they're building us up where they'll never have someone where they haven't had someone in the mascot outfit. So every time we see a mascot, we'll think, oh, it's nothing. And the one time we don't, they're going to have someone in there. I'm telling you, it's clever. For anyone who's watching Collision, Collision is starting now. Because I'm a collider. I ain't going to give up. I ain't going to stop.
And from looking at the card, it looks like a typical solid wrestling heavy Collision. So it should be good.
Yes. I don't want to, I know I don't want to see it because it'd be bad for Collision and people would complain, but I think one Collision where they just talk the whole time would be funny. Like it just would find like they have 20 minutes of wrestling and the rest is all just promos and vignettes.
All right, Collision.
Oh, that little girl's first AEW show. This is Sammy Guevara.
Oh, they're down in Springfield.
It's a hell of a town. It's a hell of a town.
About 5 hours away from me. Did Sammy's music change a little bit?
I think so. I think they're trying to just figure out what
Sammy is.
To do with him. Yeah. Good evening, Mike Kills and Scott George.
Hello, hello.
I mean, I'd be okay with Takeshi talking in Japanese for 12 minutes. It'd be fun.
I almost like it when Takeshita doesn't speak. He just stares at you, man, like with a dead eye stare. It's almost more frightening.
So that will be it. His whole segment is just him staring. And you get the powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
Evening, Thomas. Yeah, powerhouse Hobbs. Same sister Sammy Guevara.
I gotta imagine they put no DQ to help Sammy get the win.
That's a tough call. I mean, we're gonna sound, but like,
I mean, it's the only way I can see Sammy winning over Hobbs, unless they want Hobbs to be able to beat him down with the help of the Callis family.
I just feel like I don't think Hobbs can lose.
I don't know. I feel like they're trying to build Sammy back up, though.
I mean, I agree. I completely agree. They're trying to build him back up, but like,
I mean, he had a daughter, for God's sake. Come on, get the man some wins.
that's true. Win one for the child. But like, Hobbs needs wins too.
Mm-hmm. Very pro Sammy crowd. Ooh, nice little cutter. You are not a collider now. Come on, you have to earn that title.
Who does?
Sammy.
I mean, he's colliding right now.
I know.
What's up, SJ? That's me getting excited. Hope you're feeling better. I think you were not feeling too great.
Ooh.
Slammed onto the stairs.
Oh man, I'm way behind you.
You just saw that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's see if I refresh my stream here.
I'm glad the antibiotics worked, there, Shay. I'm good. I'm feeling all right. How about Joe's good? I don't know about the rest of the chat. I can't answer them. Joe's refreshing his feed, so I was being kind.
Yes, I'm doing well, thank you. As long as my YouTube TV stream is caught up, hopefully. Where are you sitting right now, Ryan? So I can check to see if I'm somewhat close to you.
Hobbs is taunting the crowd after tossing Sammy into the barrier.
Yeah, I'm still a couple seconds behind. Just a couple seconds behind you. Such is life.
I will ruin everything for you.
You always do.
Oh my god, is that Hulk Hogan? It would ruin it for all of us.
It really would.
I was never a big Hogan guy, so.
I mean, I was growing up as a kid before I knew better.
I wasn't, because I started watching after his good guy era had basically ended. Like, I started in 95, 96, like end of 95.
Yeah.
So I only had a few months of him in WCW, and he wasn't really around a lot during that. Like, that was Sting was the face. So I was watching Sting. Man called Sting. And then I did go back and watch like the old stuff of him in WWF at the time. But by that point, he was a bad guy. So I was like, boo you, you're just going to betray us all. I was very much the kid who bought into the whole story. Wait, where did he get the belt from?
Kevin Kelly.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. I got distracted.
Vulcan neck pinched him to give him the belt.
When Powerhouse Hobbs wants your belt, you give him the belt.
Huh. I mean, he had a whole thing about that, like was it on Sammy's or BC's blog, where you just take people's iPhones.
Yeah, I mean, that was what he would do.
Ooh.
And you're right, Mike. Sting was always better than Hogan.
Yeah, like my early introduction to Hogan was around probably early '90s, probably like around the time he was feuding with like Earthquake and yeah, probably around that time. And then Macho Man, obviously, in '88.
In the late 80s, early 90s with Earthquake, he was in his late 20s, and he still looked like he was like a 55-year-old man.
The hair.
It really did. It was the hair. Oh, I'm sorry. I should. You don't get to see Sting in Winnipeg. It's funny though. You go back and watch like a lot of those old matches, and like Sting's like yes, a lot of those matches compared to today are just not the same. But of most of those big name wrestlers, Hogan's are the ones that just do not hold up at all. Like Sting's, a lot of Stings do. Machos obviously do.
Mm-hmm.
But Hogan's were so boring. It was like,
well, if SJ can't see Sting in Winnipeg, then maybe she'll be able to see Sting on next Wednesday night's Dynamite review that we do if Sting makes an appearance, a la Ryan.
I can't promise that. Apparently, we're doing a preview show where I'm supposed to do it.
Well, one of the two.
Yes. Mike, we were talking about Earthquake being the guy who aged young. Hogan did too, though. Hogan always looked 50.
Yes.
Why have one table when you can have two?
Hopefully not miss one.
Boy, that looked vicious. So Powerhouse Ops just slammed Sammy through two tables. Ouch. That hurts. I'm in pain. Joe will see it eventually.
I just saw it.
Okay. Just making sure. It was a spine buster.
Speaking of Earthquake, the good old, I can't remember, what was Tugboat's name? What's Fred? Shockmaster Tugboat. Can't remember the last name. Fred, whatever. He's coming to like a little toy and Comic Con in Omaha here next month. Randomly saw him advertised, like, come get your picture of Tugboat. Shockmaster.
That killed him. That came out of Shockmaster and he was ruined.
And Typhoon.
When he went bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what kind of name is Tugboat?
It was a bad character.
Like Earthquake is a silly name, but it kind of works.
Yeah.
Shark doesn't.
The Shark, yeah. Shark, Zodiac. That whole Dungeon of Doom.
See, what was I? I was 9 at the time. So the Dungeon of Doom, again, I got the tail end of the Dungeon of Doom. Like, I didn't see them really with Hogan. I saw them after. And I was okay with them, but I was 9. Like, I wasn't supposed, like, they weren't getting the reaction from me that they thought they were.
Oh, the Yeti.
Underwater. It's not hot. The Yeti. Was Tugboat nice, SJ? Was Tugboat a nice
yeah, should I go and pay my money for a photo with him?
I wish Kate was here. I need her to tell her Vincent story. Or what was it? What's his other name? Virgil. I need him to tell his Virgil story.
Virgil.
Vincent Virgil. I need her to tell her Virgil story. It's amazing. He like took over her table at like a wrestling thing.
Luckily, when I hear the name Vincent, I don't think of Virgil. I think of
the good Vincent
Horizon.
in yeah.
Yes.
Scott, I loved the Zodiac because what was he about? The funny thing is, if they had done the Zodiac like a year or two later, he would have just been the Zodiac killer because we had
Sure.
crossed that line where they had gone into like. So I'm about to say something that, Sammy's got Powerhouse Hobbs up on his shoulder. He's going for the go to hell. He clearly missed it, but okay. Luckily, he kicked out. I'm going to say something that would be controversial until you hear me say the whole thing out. The idea of the Dungeon of Doom is not a bad idea. Because if you think about it, it had been done. It was done. The theory of it was done well after, in like the Wyatt family or even like the House of Black, like this dark demonic family or gathering that are just evil people who go around kicking your ass for a sole purpose. The problem was they made it so cheesy it didn't work.
Yes. It was like a faction of Scooby-Doo villains.
I'm picturing them running between doors. They should revive it.
Sammy hasn't done his I'm crazy thing yet, has he? I'm waiting for the tongue out going.
I'm a loco.
I'm loco.
Well, he only does that when he gets like
Loco?
very high in the air, like on a ladder. He won't do that on the ground. Scott, are you an astronomer too? Wembley. They're going to Wembley. I wonder how that's selling.
I would really love it if we could get the Danielson McGinnis match.
That would be amazing. Oh God, we have an old man in the chat. He's popping a squat.
What's he doing watching AEW?
I don't think he is. I think he's just chatting with us, which is very nice. Tony from the Shining Wizards. For anyone listening, Shining Wizards have Casey Catala on Monday. Casey new GCW after some time, and not only is she a great interview in general and fun to watch in general, she's great on the Wizards. They have a really good relationship. So if you have any interest in GCW, Casey, anything like that, I would encourage you watching the Shining Wizards 6:50 on Monday, and then just keep watching it every week after that. Big G. So I believe Nigel can wrestle. Like I think he'd be able to do a match. Obviously, I don't know what his full health is, and you have some concerns with stuff, but you can do stuff to mitigate that. Tony's saying the Booty Man was a great gimmick. After the Zodiac ran its course, I can't argue. I loved the Booty Man. And I watched every week too. I'm not in the chat as much as I used to be because I tend to be doing something while I'm watching now. So like they're next to me and it's hard for me, but they have a good active chat for all those who care. Highly enjoyable. They've been doing it 11, 12 years. Something like that.
You plug their Patreon?
Oh yeah, go to their Patreon, Shining Wizards Patreon. Join their Discord. I'm in their Discord.
I think it's $1 a month.
Yeah, go for as low as $1 a month. It's a lot of fun, guys. We're part of the Shining Wizards network. Yeah, Big G. He has hepatitis. I think C. I don't know which one he has, but it's something you can actually get a vaccine or something for and stuff like that. So like, there's stuff you can do if you're willing to wrestle him. And yeah, I think he did have Tony saying he blew out both shoulders too. I think so too. There's definitely some other injuries, but from what I remember him saying, he's he could wrestle. If given the time. We're going to see your spot here, Joe. Sammy's getting the ladder. We're going to see the loco spot.
I feel like Tony likes this spot a lot too.
Listen, you got a guy who's just willing to do whatever crazy thing you want him to do. So I know Sammy's got.
Oh my God,
he's just gotten a lot of grief. Some of it earned, a lot of it not. He is not responsible for just the terrible way they've handled his face and heel turns.
A very tall ladder.
What a weird way to go about getting on that ladder. What if you? Oh, I guess if you're not going all the way. Is he gonna do it? I'm waiting for the loco. Is he gonna be loco?
Your little swanton.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it, Joe.
I guess we call that growth. I'm glad he hit the tables, though.
Oh, thank God he hit the tables. Yeah, Big G. I think everyone thinks, like, if you're going to have Nigel wrestle, it should be Danielson at All In. So I'm in complete agreement. I don't know if it happens because of, the reasons we said. Nigel, even if Nigel can wrestle, he may not want to get into the shape required to do it because of his injuries and whatnot. Just because you physically can doesn't mean you want to. Though I would think being in front of 80,000 people at Wembley might be sufficient motivation.
Danielson's last full-time match at Wembley from Nigel.
Brent's last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony, you joke, but OC would give us a classic match with Nigel, but there's not the story there. The story is with Brian Danielson. The clam digger. Is he going to go on the ladder again?
I don't know if Nigel wants that smoke from OC.
I mean, OC has had some great matches. I know Tony just really hates them, but he puts on some classics.
Tony is not a fan of Pockets.
No, but Pockets versus Ospreay was amazing. Pockets versus everyone has been amazing. I know that so Hops knocks the ref into the rope, so Sammy crotches himself. But I'm gonna, in my head canon, just say the ref did that on his own. I don't know. Tony's asking why didn't AEW sign Warhorse. I don't know. I love Warhorse. He's going through a whole thing right now that I'm actually highly enjoying. And Powerhouse Hobbs slams Sammy through the table.
A lot of tables being broken.
2, 3.
Wow. Not the finish I was expecting.
It was good. Yeah. No, Tony, it seems like it's like Warhorse is milking that gimmick for everything it's worth. I think he felt like I can't speak for the man, but the impression that you get is that he knew his original gimmick was kind of running its course. So you do the typical I'm turning heel, because he did it in a very typical way of like he's wearing all black now and he's. Now, Scott, is it the world's strongest slam if it's not done by Mark Henry? These are the philosophical questions I raise.
Would you call it just the most powerful slam? Is it Powerhouse Hobbs?
It's just a powerful, not even the most, a powerful slam.
A powerful slam.
A powerful slam. Right. So I'm going to go suggest that to Warhorse that he change his name to Dark Horse, please. Yeah. I'm actually all on board with that.
Hey, Katy Perry, change the name to Dark Horse.
I actually am really on board with that. I know he said it. That's just so funny to me. If he just went by that name. Oh, I guess so that Powerhouse is calling it the world's strongest slam. So Well, I mean, Mark Henry works for AEW, so I guess he could say, "Here, use my name." Ooh, commercial. So I don't know what they do with Sammy now. He just had a loss. Like, what are we doing here with Sammy?
I mean, he's still feuding with the Callis family, right?
Yes, but where do you go from here? You just lost. Now, what sucks is in my imaginary Callis family feud that I'm building out between the United Empire and
Question though. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said imaginary Callis family feud. Does Steve Harvey play a role in this?
He's the referee.
Okay. As you should be. Just want to make sure.
Yep. So in this imaginary family feud that I have built out, you have the United Empire fully healthy, Ospreay, Fletcher, and Davis, and then you have Takeshita, you have Powerhouse Hobbs. You need a third. Sammy actually would have been perfect for that third, but for whatever reason, they felt like when he had a kid, that was going to make him, make him a more sympathetic babyface. I don't agree. I always say my opinion though. If you want him as a babyface, just let the man wrestle.
You can have a kid
Like,
and
this was
still be a heel.
Say that again.
So you can have a child and still be a heel.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like, look, listen. He just had. I really enjoyed that match with Powerhouse Hobbs. I think he told a good story. He gave Powerhouse Hobbs all he could handle, and he went off the top rope, and he did all this, and it actually took Powerhouse Hobbs using the ref to win. But you need to just let him keep doing that, and we have a better chance. I got the BCC cutting a promo. Calling themselves freaks.
Collider seems like a guy who would run 20 miles, not walk 20 miles.
I agree. He seems like a marathon guy.
Cincinnati Cyclones. I'm guessing that's a local hockey team in Cincinnati.
Yes.
How long do you think the BCC will continue as a unit until they splinter off?
The end of the year.
Yeah.
I think once Danielson's out, they're done. It's an interesting promo. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, I'm responding to the promo. Claudia basically saying you guys want to be the past for the future, and then Moxley saying there's no way that's all you had. Interesting. And here comes EFTR. Top guys in. Do you watch college basketball, Joe?
I do.
Did you see the Duke thing?
I didn't see the video. I just read the story about it.
No, I wanted to see your opinion.
I feel like they're going to have a lot of rules about court storming after this year, with it being such a hot topic among games across. Caitlin Clark, during this one, we've had incidents at the Nebraska basketball games where we beat Purdue. So yeah, I think they'll probably have some parameters around that going forward.
I think they should after. Geez, I mean, you can't. You know, the video looked like it was kind of like both making contact at the same time and whatever, but
yeah,
that is on the guy running on the court who shouldn't be on there.
Yeah,
that's not on the guy who was supposed to be there. And Eric, I should say, Eric, we'll have Howie Day as our music when you give us the money to pay for it. So what you're saying, Joe? Sorry.
I said I was thinking I feel like, I don't know if it's a matter of timing or what, but like I feel like all these arenas and their staff they should have some protocol. Should have some protocol around security and helping the opposing team get off the court when you feel like you know they're going to be a court storm coming.
Yeah.
Like you should have like a wall off area, or just skip the whole handshake line and get them off the court as fast as possible. Shake hands in the press conference or something.
Just leave the court. Like I'm with you. I don't like giving the fans being able to just run on while other players are there. You're just asking for trouble. And you know what part of the problem is too? Like people get crazier and crazier. Like they it becomes a thing where it's like, we gotta be wild when we rush this thing. We can't be normal about it.
Especially when everyone has their phone out. So one, you're not looking at where you're running because you're looking at your phone screen to make sure your frame shot. You got your whatever you're shooting is framed up. Plus, if you do get an incident with a player or opposing coach or something, you can capture it so you can go viral with a clip of them reacting to something you did to them. So.
No, Eric, you're giving us the money for Howie Day. That's the rules. So we are what you wonder if he's what?
On Cameo,
maybe, but he's not going to give us his song.
No, but he could at least sing a few bars of it for us.
That's true. So we have FTR versus Shane Taylor Promotions, Moriarty and Shane Taylor. Now Shane Taylor not in his boxing gear, which I prefer the boxing gear.
Yeah,
I just think it's cool and unique.
And whilst they're singlet,
he's got his full singlet on. It's yellow.
It looks like a wetsuit, almost like a.
It really does.
They really need to do. I feel like they need to do something with Shane Taylor Promotion. I know we talked about that before.
Yeah, they need to add a guy, I think. Just don't know who. Or he could just go in and steal the Mogul Embassy out from under Swerve.
Yeah.
Well, Khan was part of Shane Taylor Promotions before, so you'd get him back, and then you'd really just be adding Leona and Cage, but you could probably boot Cage, because I don't think he'd personality wise, I just don't see that. But we'll see. Keith Lee would be the one, but I don't think he's healthy yet. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh darn! Harry Day is unavailable on Cameo currently.
Yeah.
But he says he can sing a bit of Collide.
He does say that on there?
Yeah, it says he'll sing a little bit of Collide or whatever other songs. Like he could do our whole like intro for us. He could put our names in it.
Joe and Ryan collide. Do do do. Do 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 do. That would be amazing. I think Cameo has rules against that though.
Probably, I imagine it would.
Lee Moriarty's awesome. He's such a good wrestler. Yeah, Big G. I have to do something with Keith Lee too, but we'll see. Great spot, but and now we're in picture. The picture had been pictured with another picture. Did you watch Elimination Chamber?
I did not yet. I didn't watch it live yet, and it's still not. The replay is up on Peacock for me yet.
It's not?
No, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I didn't watch it either because, sleep, but I didn't realize that the replay wouldn't be up yet.
It was. I mean, it might be for some people. I keep checking.
I mean, let me check.
I've seen some highlights from it, and I saw the results. It sounded like Liv Morgan did really well, and Tiffany Stratton did really well.
It's up for me.
Oh.
Yep, I got it. Yeah, from what I heard, Tiffany Stratton killed it, but I wasn't waking up that early to watch a wrestling event.
Definitely.
No, Scott, I'll sleep when I'm alive.
Tiffany definitely gives me the next Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, she is.
Presentation, athleticism, like the background, like she's great.
She's one of those NIL success stories.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, no training, nothing. Wasn't even that great to start, and then has become awesome. I mean, she was always athletic, so you always knew there was potential there, but like she put the whole thing together, which sometimes people don't. You can be the most athletic person in the world. Doesn't mean you're going to put it all together.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially like the promo and character work that doesn't always come natural for people.
No. Weird commercial.
Talking about Elimination Chamber, I'm interested to see what happens with if they do a tag match between Cody and The Rock and Seth or not, and what they're going to do with that.
I think Cody challenged The Rock to a match anytime, any place type deal.
Right.
Which could easily be transferred into a tag, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to waste that singles match on a random SmackDown or Raw.
No.
So
but oof, that one looked almost real for a second. Dax went to pick Shane up, couldn't do it. Shane fell on Dax. Old school spot, but just looked like it actually happened. Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. I'm said from day one, I'm a huge Cody guy. I don't like this story for Cody. I think it makes Cody look dumb. I think it makes it just makes the whole situation like I actually like the idea behind it. like in terms of The Rock coming back initially, defending the bloodline and then all that, but they've been too messy. And now what you've done to Cody is instead of being happy that he wins, and I will be happy. There's also a sense of just relief. Like that's never good. That like your main feeling is like, oh, thank God they didn't screw him again. I don't like that.
I don't know. I don't. Scott George saying something about maybe a Rock Cody match in France. I don't see them wasting that match in France, and they'll do that in the U.S.
Especially Cody.
He can't be the French Nightmare. That's what that reminds me of. Kenan Thompson, all of that.
Pierre Escargot.
Yes.
And there's I know it hasn't been said by anyone, but there's people suspecting Drew may have re-signed with WWE based on his booking. It looks like it because they're pushing him. He's been amazing.
I want him to lose to Seth. I think that would be better for his character. And I want Damian to cash in.
Okay.
I think Seth will be, he's barely, if he's barely cleared to wrestle at WrestleMania, Drew beats the hell out of him. But Seth still finds a way to win. Damian can slide in there and take that belt off of him.
I'd be okay with that. And like I said, I do kind of want him to lose for Seth for the same reason, just character-wise.
We want to build the Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk feud later this year. I don't think you want necessarily the title on the line for that.
Yeah,
you don't want CM Punk to have the title right now.
No. And Scott saying Cody too, his contract was up. Yeah, the difference is everyone thought Cody was gonna thought Cody was gonna resign, whereas Drew seemed much more up in the air because he was legitimately annoyed at some things. I don't know if I would do Rock Cody night 1, Cody Roman night 2. It just feels like a waste. I mean, all the problem this all goes to is that had they just let Cody win last year,
Cody Rock,
you know what the worst part
pre-show.
What?
It's a Cody Rock WrestleMania kickoff.
God. Oh, so we have a FTR win in an excellent match against the Shane Taylor Promotions. I don't know. That was a nice finisher. I don't know what you call it, but it was nice.
Yeah, they've been using that lately.
What do they call it?
I don't know.
If someone in the chat knows anything, please tell me. I forget. But I would do, if Cody had won last year, he could have lost the belt back to Roman at like Survivor Series. And no, Eric, that wasn't the Shatter Machine or the Big Rig. There was a different move. He could have put the title back to Roman on like Survivor Series, and you could be telling the story with The Rock, and no one would care because you'd already had the moment that Roman lost. If you wanted Roman to have the title, I don't think he needs the title for this story, but. What is a Cash's tattoo?
Like the big compass thing?
Yep. Okay. I couldn't tell.
Daxton is a head tattoo.
God.
It's a bunch of 7 stars or something.
I'm the king of the castle. We're gonna commit regicide.
What's that?
They're gonna kill a king. Isn't that considered regicide?
I don't know. Definitely frowned upon. I like these little stories they have between teams that don't have to have necessarily a big feud or a reason other than you just want to be bigger, the best, and tougher than you.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what wrestling, fighting, all that stuff is. It's just I want to be better than you, or I think I'm better than you, or you're in my way to getting the thing I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big G. I agree that the Roman Rock story doesn't need a title, but I'm just saying if they wanted it to have the title, they could have had Roman still lose last year and have gotten it back by now. Like it wouldn't have mattered. Akiyama.
I don't know much of this stuff.
I don't know any of his stuff. I just know Danielson wants to wrestle him.
I do like Danielson just kind of basically to cherry pick who he wants. And we'll take a DDT guy. We'll take a CMLL guy. We'll take a New Japan guy. We'll take a
Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa.
yes, the first of two women's matches tonight, as usual now.
You know, no one ever paints their face diagonally.
Diagonally.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Why don't you do that sometime? Let's see how that looks.
No.
Lady Bird Monroe.
does she know her name is similar to Larry Bird?
Lady Bird, I think of the dog from what's that show? Hank Hill.
King of the Hill?
Yes, King of the Hill. Their dog, Lady
Was
Bird.
never a
Lady-
huge King of the Hill fan.
I don't think Lady Bird. What's that?
This is now you got me saying little birdie from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh. I'm trying to see what they do with how they're building Thunder Rosa up again. Like what they're going to build her to.
I mean, yeah. Ooh, she missed the chop and hit the turnbuckle. You don't see that often. Pretty sure there was a movie called Lady Bird. Yeah, it was the one with the Portia. Yeah, what's her name? Red Girl Reignated with what's her name? Saoirse Ronan. I didn't see it. I just remember hearing about it. There you go. A win for the Maramara. She's got a lot of stuff on her face.
It does.
It's not just face paint, it's like jewels.
Mm-hmm. All we're asking is you Sting, and look at that.
Yeah, but she gets paid more than I do to do that. Because she's the Joker, Scott. She's angry. She's very angry.
Uh-oh. Bang, bang, scissor gang time.
Bang, bang, scissor gang. Said a bang, bang, scissor gang. A bang, 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 bang.
I have scissors.
I don't.
I looks like you're calling a timeout.
Why not be this? Or technical.
Ooh, I just look. Flyers in Pittsburgh, huh?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Back to back for the Flyers. And they're hurt. It's not good.
What else do you have going on this weekend besides colliding?
I went to the Flyers today. Saw some hockey. Watch the Flyers tomorrow. With probably my nephews are going to be around, so I'll go watch the Flyers with them. They're in Pittsburgh, so I won't be there, but we'll watch that together. And that's about it. How about yourself?
Not much. I go to some friends for dinner tomorrow night and do some laundry for all that fun stuff. I woke up today thinking today was Sunday for some reason.
Well, that's always a good thing, though.
I know.
The
I had
worst
to
is when you wake up
I
and you
was like,
think it's
wait a minute,
different.
I didn't do the Collidercast yet.
The worst is when you think you wake up on like a Tuesday and you think it's Friday. Or you think it's Saturday or something. Like, no, but I do have to get up. Scott, I was in the building with 20,000 people today. I'd say a good 17.5 of them are Flyers fans. So I don't know what you're talking about. Interesting. Someone put out online that a pose that Thunder did look like the LFI pose.
Oh, 5 popes? Hmm.
I'd be okay if she joined LFI. They did say they were adding more members. Oh, we got Statlander and Willow with Stokely. This is my sophisticated voice.
Hmm.
So they give an interview. Stokely about almost curses, and Willow steps in. And then Statlander walks Renee closer to the camera so she can deliver her promo. I really appreciate that. What is this? It's the Bang Bang Gang.
Mm-hmm. Bang, bang, scissor gang.
Yeah, you can hate on the Flyers all you want, but they're doing well this year. They might have lost today, but overall they're doing well. What is your hockey team, Scott?
Good question. I'm just flying through his Flyers.
I mean, if you name one of like the good ones, okay, but if you name someone like Pittsburgh, we're gonna have a conversation. I mean, if we're gonna talk about some fair weather fans there, and you're a St. Louis Blues fan,
Hey, they lost 6-1 today.
do they really?
Yeah, the Red Wings really bad game.
Are you a St. Louis Blues fan too?
Very loosely, like very super cash.
They sometimes I wonder if they still have fans.
Look at that hairstyle from Daddy Ass. Wow.
Dear God. Scott admits he's like, I'm a very casual fan.
Oh, good. Iron Savages.
Oh my God, that is such a haircut for Daddy Ass.
Isn't it? That's your midlife crisis haircut.
His parents were friends with Doug White's family. Do they know Doug Cardio? Get it? Weights and then cardio. God, I'm funny. I love the Iron Savages.
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with Titty City by them.
I think that's a new one too. They keep whipping out new things. Jax Jameson. All the way down. I saw you. You saved me from. Sorry,
Why are you singing Ryan Cabrera?
we don't. Because he said all the way down.
He seems like more of a WWE fan.
Great. Well, I wonder why. I always said agreed, like just naturally. Then it's like, oh yeah.
Oh, take Colton to Titty City. I want to see what this Titty City is all about.
What's a city made of titties?
Sign me up.
Now they're not all good titties. A lot of them look like mine.
Okay. The city needs titties of all shapes and sizes and genders.
Yeah, that's true. You need the plethora of titties.
Yeah, all inclusive.
That was a nice reversal by Colton. Interesting. There seems to be some disagreement with Daddy Ass and the Bang Bang Gang. Hmm. You know what my problem with this match is?
What's that?
Okay, so I love Iron Savages, so it's not them. It's the fact that the group that they're going against is the combination Bang Bang Scissor Gang. It's
Right.
not the two, like it's not both like any
Regular
one
team.
actual teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I get it because they're trying to showcase the issues that Switchblade and Daddy Ass are having, but still. Also, it makes Daddy Ass look like the leader of the acclaimed, and I don't like that either. Because he's feuding with Jay White, who's the leader of the Bang Bang Gang. I think, Scott, you mean the Booins, because you're going to boo them.
Bruins.
The Booins, not the Bruins.
Yeah.
That's an interesting jacket.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, he does do a lot of chain wrestling. Yeah, Scott George. I
Yeah.
also agree. Jay White deserves so much better.
Keep saying if you're gonna, I don't mind Jay White in a trios, but have that trio be awesome. Actually, don't even mind the guns. Just put them in a good story where they're having good matches and dominating. That's a lot of fun. You know, but right now they're kind of a comedy thing, and I'm not about that. I don't mind the comedy aspect,
Mhm.
but you should
Yeah,
have it.
I envision Jay White leading a squad similar to Undisputed Kingdom, like that kind of like that vibe.
Mhm. Or back, you know, if we'll use since they have the ROH belts, a Shane Taylor Promotions, like a dominant group that's just kicking ass. And then for that to work, you need multiple trios teams gunning for them too. Not just one. You need multiple being like, we're calling them out. We want them. Ah, can you hold on, John? I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Go for it. We have here Malachi. Malachi Black and the Bounty Hunter. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen Malachi do a singles match. See what kind of developments come out of this match. What if Mark Briscoe shows up or anything like that to further that storyline? Scott George, are you talking about Malachi? When you say, I wonder if he's on his way out of AEW? If you are, I could definitely see Malachi maybe after his contract ends going back to WWE to work where his wife works, similar to I wouldn't be surprised if 2/3 of the House of Black go back to the WWE because of their significant others being over there. Kind of chatting a little bit about the future of Malachi Black and the House of Black in general, and whether or not like they're kind of one foot out the door because the House of Black kind of been in a stagnant rut of sorts as far as creative.
I don't think Brody will be leaving. I think he's well there. I think Buddy's around for a little while longer.
So, but I mean, him and whoever Malachi and his contracts are up, I can definitely see them going over back to the E because of their significant others over there.
I could see that. It's a weird thing because it's the company that'll let you go, but
it seems like the House of Black just hasn't been as menacing as they should be.
Yeah. Well, that goes to the whole trios division just not being booked well.
True.
Because this could be a team that's feuding with get the trios off the Acclaimed, put the 6-man back down ROH. But this could be then a team that's feuding with the Bull Club Gold, and you could actually have like a really fun feud there because Bull Club Gold sound sillier, but like Jay White is legit, so like you could have a lot of fun, but they just don't do it. The striking man from Amsterdam. I like that.
Ryan, I know you don't drink, but would you ever do a shoey?
God, no, that's disgusting. What is going on with those guys? Ugh.
I don't know why that's a thing.
Me neither. Someone needs to talk with Australians and be like, what is this?
Like you already have a beverage that's in a can or a bottle or something already. Like why you don't need to pour it into something else.
Yeah, like it literally makes no sense.
A nice little in-ring technical match between these two.
Yeah, I mean Brian Keith is really good, and obviously Malachi is. It's amazing how long it's been since Malachi wrestled a singles match. So
Yeah, that's what I mentioned when you were gone. Like I can't remember the last time I've seen him do a singles match.
but he's real good too. I mean, I just wish they would do the trios better. There's so much potential there.
There was Big G. Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Usually when I do that, like I go to like German beer hall, just have a giant glass boot, you know.
Yeah, if you give me a fake boot, glass or plastic boot, sure.
What would you drink out of it though?
Coke.
Oh man. Your stomach would be torn up.
Why?
Same with a lot of Coke.
I mean, you think drinking a lot of beer is good?
True.
I mean, we're going to go health on drinks here, guys. My stomach may be torn up, but at least my liver will work.
Revolution's on Sunday, right?
Say it again.
Is Revolution on Sunday?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's especially painful for AEW pay-per-views because they're so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean for me, if I don't go to like almost 11:30.
Nope, hit that by accident. Sorry.
I'll be right back as well, Ryan.
Alrighty, I will. So I guess the story of this match has been that Malachi taking out Brian Keith's knee, and it affected him there as he was going for, I guess, a power bomb or something of that nature. He couldn't lift him up. No issue when he's running off the ropes, though. So that's interesting selling, but I don't judge because that happens to the best of us. But I like this match. It's a unique combination. I don't think anyone would have thought, hey, Brian Keith versus Malachi, because Malachi's Malachi. So I like interesting and new matchups. And the story is simple. They both need a win. Malachi hasn't wrestled single in forever. Brian Keith has been losing a lot. They need a win. Oh, now they're doing that thing where you hit me, I hit you. Oh man, Malachi targeting the leg. Yeah, he took out his portion of the match too. We got really into it. Sorry. I realized that we were going quiet. It happens. We get into the match and then it distracts us. It's the one thing about doing these I'm trying to get better at, but it's still hard. You get into these matches and you're like, wow. And then you realize, oh yeah, I'm not talking. I'm supposed to be talking. That's the trick. I mean, I think Malachi's gonna win this, and they really got to figure out Brian Keith's story. I mean, I know everybody's the joke is get him with Bandito and Hangman and get yourself a cowboy, and I'm all for that. But oof, Malachi just jumped off the rope and landed a double stomp, and I'm all for that grouping, but that's not an actual story. He's gonna need a story. So I think ROH might be better suited for him right now, not skill wise, just story wise. Apparently, Mission Pro Mania, uh, still in Texas, so it's in April, but they're gonna have Thunder Rosa versus Lady Bird again, so beginning of a feud. Joe is back.
Yeah.
Back again. Yeah, Scott, I think Brian Keith would be better served in ROH at the moment. I mean, you look what Ethan Page is doing down there. He's killing it. Oh, with the kick in the face. And that is the match.
That kick he throws looks so good 99% of the time.
He
Very
does it
rarely
so
miss.
well.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. But
I don't either. I don't know how you manage to not actually kick the guy in the face, or miss completely. Uh-oh, no lights. Baby, when the lights go out. Let's go. Is he feuding with Malachi Black? I guess he is. Here come the rest of the House of Black. Hold on a second again. I'll be right back.
Mark again needs some more help besides just a kendo stick. Oh, not a spike. Oh, Mark. Well, who's gonna help Mark though? He needs two people to be his partners. Oh,
Man, is Mark Briscoe going to get help?
that's why I'm posing a question. I don't know who will come and be his two other people to help even up the sides.
I mean, he said he wanted to run it solo.
Yeah, but
TNT Dynamite. I can't believe they remade stupid Pet Tricks.
People love animals.
That's what they do. Did you see the first Dune? Not the original, but like the
Like before this one, I don't think so.
It's not. I love sci-fi, and Dune has always been something I struggled to get into.
You ever read the book?
Tried, couldn't.
I like some. I mean, I like sci-fi for the most part too, but it depends. There's something I just can't get into.
Dune was one of those. Dune is like I guess the style it was written in, I just couldn't. I couldn't get behind it, but that's my own personal.
Were you did you get into like Mad Max?
I did enjoy Mad Max.
It seems to keep making those too.
They're making notes.
So they seem to keep making more of those.
Oh yeah, they do. They definitely they love to keep that one alive. And that, man, the first Mad Max to the everything after is very different.
Mm-hmm.
I like the original Nerds the best though.
What, Mad Max?
No, sorry, I was seeing a Nerds commercial and I was judging which Nerds are the best. And the original, yeah. So I saw. I like the gummy clusters.
Yeah,
but I like the original Nerds.
I'm a late adopter to the clusters.
Do you like them?
I do. I just didn't realize they existed up until about a year or so ago.
I love that promo by Stan.
It's different than what he usually does, so it's nice.
Much slower, much more intense.
Yeah. Make it personal. This is last match.
Yeeb's Dojo.
I hear Serena music.
I didn't realize she had short little fireworks in her entrance. Very short, very, very little.
Yeeb's Dojo. But you should have a faction with that name.
Yeah. Her students, the students she trains at her dojo.
Yeah. But I like this presentation of her when she returned.
Yeah, it's been a great presentation.
Mhm.
Yeah, Scott, I actually do like her color combo too. It's not one you often see in wrestling.
Yeah, a little mint. Should be a fun match.
Oh, I love Lady Frost. Murder Gymnastics. TLD. Sorry about the awkward pauses. Tonight's a bit off. Kind of came a little rushed in and then not as settled as usual. We're usually not this bad. Usually there's a lot more conversation. But,
It could be my Wi-Fi because apparently I'm like 5 seconds behind. I feel like
you are behind me. But no, we are pausing a little bit tonight. I've noticed it, but it's just, I'm thrown off. I have, problem with doing something like this. You're not on it. It's very, very noticeable that
it is.
when you're a little off. Like I said, having to run out, which I didn't plan on, stuff like that. So is there murder Pilates and murder yoga and murder
And death jujitsu.
Well, yeah, but that's just yeah. I mean, though, which is really weird because jujitsu is violent to begin with.
Mhm.
Then there's I'm trying to think. There's murder. Murder.
A lot of murder stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if the chat has something, we're willing to hear you're similar to murder gymnastics, which is what Lady Cross practices. Which I had never. I mean, I've heard of Gymkata, which is
Yes.
Gymnastics meets martial arts, and it's in a famous movie, but I don't know any other murder aerobics. Murder water aerobics. There you go. There's I get it. She went into a cartwheel into a drop kick. I get it. Now you have her get thrown in the corner. She's someone I hope Lady Frost gets a lot more attention in ROH. Oh, okay. Kiera Hogan was supposed to be tonight and was sick.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Lady Frost. I was hoping she'd get more shine in ROH. Kiera Hogan, I hope just gets more shine in general. She's so good. But so far, she's getting a lot more TV time, but it's still in the losses column.
Mm-hmm. She's one of those people you find yourself saying that more and more, like consistently about, like her, Red Velvet.
Yeah, they have a couple that. Yeah,
like a lot of
Anna Jay's a little different though, because Anna Jay she was being built up, and then the whole Jericho Appreciation Society kind of ended, and now you're like back to who is Anna Jay? What is her story? What is her character? What is her?
It's been a while since she's been on her own. For a while there, she was either part of a faction, Dark Order, or Jericho, or with a tag team of Ty.
That's true. She hasn't been on, but I mean, yeah. So they're gonna have to build out a character for her. She doesn't really have a character at the moment, and that's part of the thing. She needs that's on them to help tell the story of Anna Jay. Like Serena D doesn't. We know who she is. We know her character. Well, she had the vignettes, but also just in the way she's presented. Deej's dojo and stuff. Like you get the story they're telling there. But Anna Jay doesn't really have one. Which is it is what it is. I mean, they'll get there. I'm just curious, but like Velvet and Kiera Hogan Velvet's different too, because Velvet came back from injury, and there's a whole Kiera just never has been given like the ball to run with it here, and I really want them to do that. Give her the ball, let her run, let's see what she can do. She's very talented. She was tag champ at Impact. And they have a world-class women's division. They've had it for years, so it's not like you're talking a subpar women's thing, and she happened to be a small fish, a big fish in a small pond. She did well in a very talented school. So have the ball, let her run with it. What can I say? That's just what I want. Though they did just have her lose to Diamante, which I'm fine with because I'm a big Diamante fan. So, which seems weird that they would have them fight the day after Valentine's Day. I mean, but that's like so anti-love. What is love?
Maybe they have different love language.
Beating each other up.
Mhm.
I believe most therapists would call that unhealthy.
Some people like it rough.
Abusive. Yeah, that's true. But this is there's
You have
rough and there's rough.
You have a referee there. You have an official.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think they booked their own match. I think Tony or someone booked the match for them. And I'm saying that person is anti-love because why do that to them? You could have very easily just pit them against different opponents.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I can't go against the Hathaway lyrics of What is Love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I mean,
don't hurt me.
Very
no mo. This has been a fun match.
Yeah, the more I watch this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I can really see like Mercedes coming in here and have matches with these two.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, Mercedes versus Serena Deeb would be legit. That would be. Scott, they are married in real life, and that's what I mean. Where's the love of love? They had them fight. Yeah, I like I said, as soon as they call up Athena from ROH, and at this point I'm considering it a call up. As soon as they call up Athena from ROH, there's going to be a huge vacuum down there. Yeah. Because not only are you going to need your main person to be established, but it's going to move a couple people up that need to move up, and like Lady Frost could easily step into the upper echelons there.
Yeah,
she wouldn't be the champ right away, but she could step up into it.
Yeah. You got Billy Stark still there.
Yeah, that's the story. Like, there's a couple stories of Athena leaving. Billy Stark's finally getting the win. Could be the one, but there's a bunch of other ones. That just when Mercedes comes and you're revamping this women's division.
Yeah, it's like a
reset. They have been doing that. You bring Athena with you. Oh, Deep doing a neck breaker on the outside through the second rope. I did not describe that well, but it looked painful. And there you go. Swinging neck breaker. Oh, but I forget what's her. She has a submission finisher, doesn't she?
Serenity Lock.
Yeah, that's right. Serenity now. Serenity.
Isn't that also the spaceship in Firefly?
It might be. I was not much of a. I have seen Firefly, but I will be honest. I came to it late, and since I knew it was one season, it was tough for me to get into. Because in my head, I'm like, if I like you, I only get one season of you. I'm not a big fan of that. And I'm usually, like I said, I'm. Ooh. Oh.
What is this?
He dropped. So they just had a weird lock, and Lady Frost dropped Serena in a slam, but it almost looked like she felt like really went on her.
Yeah, so she did like a cartwheel into getting her onto her back.
Which I've seen Lady Frost do before, but it was a slam at the end that looked. Oof. Clothesline. I am not Excalibur. I do not know the name to every move. I don't know how Excalibur does it.
It's a job. Got to be a student of every wrestling hold ever.
I guess.
Single leg crab.
Winning with that. I like that. I would love if they don't have her. If they have her win with a bunch of different submissions and stuff, like just be that wrestler who's like, I'll beat you with whatever. She gonna get a microphone? A microphone? Oh, I like this.
I feel like I've seen more people use the single leg crab now. Like he uses it, Garcia uses it.
Big fan of it.
Michael Oku is the master of the single leg crab, apparently. Let's see what Serenity had to say.
We're gonna be quiet because we're listening.
Ooh. Oh.
She's basically saying, I'm waiting for anyone. As opposed to what? Sorry, I'm responding to the promo again.
Calling her shots into Julia Hart and Tony Storm.
Looks like it, which I'm fine with. She's a heel, so she's allowed to be cocky with that.
I don't think she's a heel.
You don't think she's a heel?
No, she gives her flag, wherever it is, to like little kids at the ringside when she comes in the ring. I think she had the BCC mentality, kind of like Danielson mentality of just on the standard.
Yeah, I mean, but they can kind of be heels at times. You know, you don't agree?
BCC, yeah. I mean, it depends on who they're facing, really.
Now we're at commercial, so we can talk about whatever we want.
I like Serena being kind of the, the gatekeeper of, who can. If you want to be a company division, you have to go through me first.
I enjoy that as well. She's a lot of fun. Like her versus Mercedes will be fun. Did you when you since we were talking sci-fi shows, did you watch the Halo show on Paramount Plus?
I do not.
Well, I enjoy it. Most people don't like it, but I do. It's very not true to the games at all.
I don't subscribe to Paramount Plus and just probably borrow a friend's login for that one.
I forgot I did it, and then I was like, okay, and I keep forgetting. I don't know. I wonder if Megan Bain's going to wrestle in AEW at any point. She, they have her signed. They sent her to Japan, but now they brought her back.
Mm-hmm.
She's big and strong. Like I think she'd be a lot of fun. Man, you have a lot of talent. Oh, that's it. So Camille is probably might come over, but she might be perfect for ROH to start, like kind of replacing Athena. I don't want omelets for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
You want what for breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I have an IHOP commercial.
I do too.
They said you can have an omelet for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I mean, I like eggs, but I don't like omelets that much.
But
I mean, I'll eat them if you put one down, I'll eat it.
Are you okay with burner?
Oh man, yeah.
Okay. I have a friend who hates it. Like he will not eat breakfast for dinner.
It's one of those things where I get I guess if you're that firm in your meals, but to me, I'm okay with breakfast for dinner, and I'm okay with dinner for breakfast. Whatever makes you happy. You want to give me some French toast at 6 p.m., I will eat those French toast.
Mm-hmm. You want meatloaf at 6 a.m.? Have meatloaf.
Well, I would do anything for breakfast, but I won't do that.
That's that one coming.
No, I won't.
Oh, Eddie, huh? That's a promo?
Yeah. He's not dressed to wrestle.
Oh, yeah. He's on commentary, huh?
Probably. 3 belts. He's carrying them around.
How many belts?
He should borrow Orange Cassidy's backpack.
I like how Nigel becomes Eddie's biggest fan because he's feuding with Danielson.
Oh yeah, that's okay. This is the Danielson match. All right, it all makes sense now. That was my bad. I didn't realize where we were. That's the main event. Oh, they're giving this time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it is time.
Probably get about 15 minutes or so, and then you'll get probably a little stare down between Danielson and Kingston.
I know Kingston loves what's his name?
June Acciano.
The new jacket for Danielson. We talked about it earlier. It
matches it tight. It's his trunks.
It does. They'll probably start selling it. I don't know this man.
What his opponent?
No, June. Yeah.
Akiyama?
I don't know. I don't know Japanese wrestling that well.
No.
Scott pointing out to Japanese ref.
Definitely don't know DDT very well.
No. Well, I mean, it's a move that Jake the Snake used to do. But...
I know Takeshita wrestled there.
Yeah, I think there's been some other very well-known Japanese wrestlers. I forget who they are now because that's not my way my brain works. I don't know where he falls in line of Japanese legends, you know? I'm just kidding. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious. Is he like a legend, or is he a kind of legend? Is he? I wonder why they went with the Japanese ref. As Scott pointed out, I wonder if it's for language barrier. Oh, just yawned.
Could be.
Yeah. And now we begin. He's got the beginning of cauliflower ear.
Who does? Oh, yeah.
Which surprised you only is the beginning of it at his age. You think you would have it by now?
So gross.
That is extremely painful. Yeah, it's gross and it's painful. That's why wrestlers should always wear their headgear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. I don't want that. I don't.
No. You like Josh Alexander. Always wear headgear.
You know what? It doesn't have cauliflower ear.
It's weird to see him when he doesn't wear it. No.
It really is. It's kind of funny because I get it. I get you look nerdy wearing it. I do. I understand. But it is very good protection. Oh, neat. So apparently I was right. Kevin Kelly said that the ref is because of the language barrier. I guessed something right.
Hey. Sun shines on a dog's ass.
What?
Time of day. What's that?
I've never heard that one.
Even the sun shines on a dog's ass once a day or something like that.
It must be that Midwest in you. Us Northeasterners, we don't talk that way. So let me ask you. I got a question. You're a Midwesterner from a laid back area. Do you think I talk fast?
I've never noticed it.
There's a family has a helper for my grandmother, and she's from a different country, and she said apparently of like a lot of the people she's met, I was at first impossible for her to understand because I speak fast.
Maybe if you depending on how much you're saying at a time, like if you're just saying a sentence or two, it doesn't come across that fast. But I mean, if you have a long, a long paragraph of verbiage, then maybe you start going faster. I don't know.
Just curious, I thought maybe a Midwesterner would pick up on that. Apparently, Scott says the same phrase you do. It's the blues fans in you guys.
I mean, it was in the movie White Man Can't Jump. Come on.
I was never a huge fan of that movie. But that I saw that when years after it came out. So it was kind of like just wasn't for me. But it couldn't compete with Space Jam. Let's just say that. If we're talking basketball movies, it's Space Jam and then everything else.
Did you say Air Bud?
My Air Bud's great. The basketball episode of Family Matters, a classic. Hang Time, the TV show. Hang Time. Well, of course, Fresh Prince. Will was a basketball star, but then it never gets acknowledged again. Like Will is like a basketball star to the point where they're like, oh, he may go to college for this, and then as soon as he's out of high school, never plays basketball again.
Yep.
Loved it.
You're so shook because he was playing against a guy who had a kid.
He blew the game on purpose. And I'd also like to point out, because apparently this has been my favorite thing of like all high school. It's a Akiyama clawing at Danielson's eyes.
Oh yeah, you can't get out of that hole.
Big G hanging with Mr. Cooper. But my favorite thing about the favorite stereotype that's in high school TV shows and movies is that the scout is coming for this one game, and if you blow it this one game, you'll never recover. And it's like, I'm fairly certain, yes, it will matter if you don't look great in front of the scout. But I'd also like to point out that these scouts look at your entire career and the fact that you're dominating. But that's just me. I didn't realize Akiyama was this violent. Oh, it's Puggo. Pluggo's in the chat. Pluggo, you become Puggo. Since I can't call you Pluggalo anymore because those guys are scumbags, you're now Puggo. Like the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Jun Akiyama doing all sorts of joint manipulation earlier.
I didn't realize he was this violent. He's a very violent man. Now it makes sense why Danielson wants to wrestle him.
Mm-hmm. It's also why Kingston loves him.
Yeah. Kingston wishes he wasn't a brawler. Like, let's be fair.
Wishes he what?
He wasn't a brawler.
Oh.
Kingston wants to be a techer. Oh, that was ugly. I'm glad that was done picture in picture. Kingston wants to be a techer. He just, that's the style he would prefer to wrestle.
It's not
because of his size. It just doesn't allow for it. He is a brawler to the extreme. So I just, it's a shame, but the Akiyama's a big man, but just different. Just Scott saying I should have been in watch along this morning with Puggo. I was asleep. I am not. I listen. I'm not one who says I don't. I watch WWE. I like WWE. I like a lot of what they've been doing lately. I'm not waking up for pay-per-view that early in the morning. I wouldn't wake up for Sting's final pay-per-view that early in the morning.
What time was it for you? 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. I mean, I was up and out of bed at like 8:30, like literally actively, like my day was on, and it was over. So like, it wasn't like I was like, I didn't sleep late. And it was already over. I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. on my weekend to watch that. I would be more inclined if it started at like 1 a.m. and staying up through the night and then falling asleep than to wake up at 5 a.m. That's actually why, truthfully, I was going to tell you this off air, but Guess what? You all get to hear what I'm about to say. Breaking the fourth wall.
Oh,
We were going to contemplate having a guest this week, and the reason I didn't invite anyone was because I didn't know who would be alive come 9:30 after having watched, Elimination Chamber. That's why I held off. I'm like, you know what? We may not have a lot of awake people, but we will be looking for a guest for next week. Just saying. But a lot of tired people. Yeah, see, Scott said it ended at 8:30.
Oh.
Yeah, screw that. I know, Joe. I just gave you a whole lot of what my plans are without running them by you, but what's my plan? I was like, because all week, as we talked about last week, I'm like, I gotta find a guest. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All the people I know are saying they're getting up to watch this thing at like 5. I'm like, I can't then say, hey, can you come and do our watch along at 8, expect them to be awake. And then also, I am not one to hound, so I didn't want to have to ask like 13 people until I found the one person that, look, even Kate didn't show up.
You
She big timed us.
Yeah. You can't disrupt your weekend plans.
Dare she? Wait, Scott, is that true? There was only 1 hour and 50 minutes of actual wrestling?
Wow.
Listen. Yeah, Big G says there's only 4 matches. You can have 4 matches and have 3 hours of wrestling if you space them, but I try not to judge, but that's pretty bad. Like, I don't pay for a paper.
Elimination Chambers themselves should go almost an hour, almost like 45 minutes apiece at least. So.
Yeah, I try not to judge. They're different styles, and I enjoy the WWE. Like, it is fun sometimes. Not sometimes. It is fun to watch WWE after watching AEW and the difference in storytelling and all that. But that's just not enough wrestling. I'm the believer that a PLE should have almost ignoring entry. The only non-wrestling on a PLE should be entrances and the commercials between matches. Like, there should be no, just because that's a PLE pay-per-view, like that's when you do all the matches. On a weekly show, you can have a lot more talking because you're building. Ooh, hell of a clothesline from Akiyama to Danielson as he was trying to do corner kicks. So this has been a fun match. This has been a fun collision. It's part of another of the reasons we went quiet at points. I think you and I got sucked into what was actually happening on the screen.
What Collision does, there was solid in-ring action almost every Saturday.
And it can be tough. I mean, you're again breaking the fourth wall. That's sometimes part of the struggle of a watch along. You get sucked into what you're watching. You're like, I'm into this. Now, some weeks we're better about talking our way through it. Some weeks we're not. So, Scott, I understand, like, all right, you need video packages because if you have someone watching for the first time or someone who missed a bunch, the video package does help with the whole story. What'd you say?
All the other stuff, though. Like, unless someone they have like an injury angle where someone's like gets helped out to the back or something and they do a checkup, like just check CPR. I don't need a random backstage segment before.
Yeah, exactly. Eliminate all that stuff. But then again, if you have an hour and a half of video packages, you have too many video packages.
Sure.
You have 5 matches. You shouldn't have an hour and a half of video packages. 4 matches if you're just doing the main card. A video package should be 30 seconds to a minute max. Just enough to tell the story and move on. It's kind of like an intro to get you hyped again. But
knee to the face.
This is
like taking a pile driver would be so nerve-wracking for me. Like,
there's not a chance in hell.
Trusting someone to like not drop you on your head.
Not a chance in hell.
Pile driver, the tombstone. Little transition.
You said they single leg Boston Crab. You're right. They do love it. It's a move that's been around forever, but popularity was gone for a while.
I like that though. Like, they bring back things you don't see all the time, and
yeah, Apparently, Zack Sabre Jr. showed up at DDT today.
Ooh.
Everyone's working with everyone. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. You know, people are doing the who is this Akiyama guy? Just fucking Google him. You know, it's not. I don't. That whole discourse this week was annoying. Discourse is annoying over wrestling. There shouldn't be a thing. You know, I like debating fun wrestling things with people. Who's better or who's like in kayfabe and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's fun, but I don't ever want real wrestling discourse.
Nice guillotine choke.
Yeah, but apparently doesn't have his hands connected per Eddie Kingston. I love Eddie Kingston for that. What I find interesting about when wrestlers come in and do commentary spots, the good ones, it's almost like they're calling out stuff in psychology that they put into their own matches. So like Eddie Kingston there, it would have mattered to him in a match that those hands aren't connected. That's why, you know, the guillotine didn't work. So as a commentator, he's pointing it out. I just always found that interesting because sometimes the commentators, as good as they are, they don't always get into that. Like that's what makes Taz so great. Because Taz will sit there and say, like, you know,
some of the more practicality of why they do things or why things aren't as effective.
Yeah, it's kind of why I like that AEW almost always has an ex-wrestler on their commentary team because of that. WWE, it's hit or miss if they do. When they do, it's amazing. When they don't, I'm like, well, I like the guy that explains psychology because it adds a layer of storytelling.
Yeah. Currently, we don't have that on Raw with Cole and McAfee. But
yeah, it's, I mean, like McAfee,
Graves and Wade Barrett.
Like that's perfect. Like those two, but Cole McAfee, like great. Individually, both are great. I got no complaint against, but and actually as a team, I don't have an actual complaint against them. It's the one thing that's missing is that like there's no psychology explanation there. Like McAfee could explain athlete psychology, which is nice. And again, I view if you're watching along, you're getting how I view a match. I view commentary. Yep. But I view commentary like thought bubbles in a comic or inner monologue in a book where it's giving you all this backstory to help you understand the motivations of who's in the ring. That's what good commentary does for me. So when someone like Eddie Kingston is explaining these hands aren't linked, it explains why that move doesn't work, what June is trying to do, why Danielson's able to fight it, why he's fighting it a certain way. Like that stuff just works for me. Ooh. Ooh. Is that a knee to the gut that just dropped June?
Ooh, that's the knee that'll make you poop yourself.
Seriously. Those are white tights too, so if they start turning brown, we're in trouble. Listen, I don't think I would ever wear white tights. And not because of that reason, but because if you get anywhere like his tights are like look like they're a special material, so maybe stuff doesn't easily. And Danielson, wow.
Knee 1, 2, 3.
Wins with a running knee. But yeah, those tights don't look like they get stuff stuck to them. But if you have white tights and you get anywhere near something brown, you're just playing with fire, man. I don't need that. Danielson's very happy. This is like a dream match for him, which is very cool. You know, I think that's why a lot of guys like going like you don't want AEW to be the old man company. Like I'm very glad they have so much good young talent, but it is fun that really great older wrestlers come here and be like, I can kind of close things out doing the things I want to do that WWE won't let me.
And for the most part, AEW have been really good with how they use the older talent.
Yes. They've even backed off Jeff Jarrett significantly, which is the only downside. Like we need more Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, cans.
For that for a long time.
Literally, that's all I get text messages from her with. Where's my Jeff Jarrett? Where is he? And I'm like, I don't know. You got the Kingston Danielson stare down. I love the Kingston had to give a thumbs up to June because he respects him so much. Love it.
Brian flips him off.
Oh. June just slapped Danielson for being disrespectful to Kingston.
Hey.
You know Danielson's going to respond. Can't wait. Oh, God, I'm sucked in. I might go quiet. This.
Slap him, Danielson.
Oh, he didn't slap him.
Low blow?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Beautiful.
You couldn't be more healed. That was perfect. Of course, here comes the ball. BCC comes out, which means you know who comes out next. Well, only one member of the BCC. Where's Mox? Here's FTR. I guess Mox wouldn't have come out to fight Kingston. They still have that weird, love for each other.
Like, I'm not going to take you out.
That makes sense. Poor June. He got his Junes kicked. Wow, that didn't take long to make. You have a trios match on Wednesday. The BCC versus FTR and Kingston. FTRK.
I try to work out something in my head, yeah.
All right, so that was our collision. It's winding down, so I'm going to wind us down.
Wind me down.
What do you think, Joe? Did you like tonight?
Yeah, it was good. I think that we said some of these matches stuck us in a little bit more than usual, so that's a sign of a good collision.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Since we're going to be signing off, Joe, where can people find you?
Sure, on my social media @_Asian Joe. In my bio on my links, there's a link for my serial review blog. Otherwise, I'm here on Saturday night colliding or Wednesday night after Dynamite.
All right, and you can find me on all our socials @MarkOrderPod. Please like, subscribe, and do anything you can to help the podcast. You can find me every Wednesday on our podcast, every Saturday here colliding, and then you can follow my history blog here for history.com. I want to thank Scott, Big G, Puggo, Eric, SJ, Tony from Shining Wizards, Mike Kills, all for stopping into the chat. And with that, I begin the process of telling you exactly what I'm doing. I find you the outro. I got to find the outro screen first. See, you get to all hear it. I like doing it this way for some reason.
This concludes the Mark Order Podcast. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.